halt. I implore you to...
Hola, hola, saludos y bienvenidos. Bienvenidos a una noche más de Topo Skyrim. Espero que estén teniendo un buen día. No sé por qué, pero siento que no me estoy escuchando. No, sí, sí. Sí me estoy escuchando, pero voy a revisar qué pasó. porque me puse los audífonos, pero seguía escuchando el sonido como la computadora. Bueno, vamos a ver qué sucede. Espero que todo marche bien. Eh, pues bueno, espero que hayan tenido un buen miércoles y que haya pasado bien. Estamos siguiendo la cadena de eventos de el mod de Rigmor of Cyrodiil. Y entonces, bueno, ayer habíamos avanzado un poco en el juego y en un momento se nos ha pegado y se ha caído, y entonces eso hizo que termináramos en ese momento, terminamos de transmisión. Pero bueno, entonces aquí estamos otra vez, vuelve a cargar, salvo en el momento en el que el guardián sale de ahí, de entre las paredes, que estaba escuchando las conversaciones que estaban sucediendo, de los eventos que se están generando, en los que están esta firma que está haciendo Rigmor, y que se une al imperio. Solo habían 6 provincias unidas, ahora con Bruma serían las 7 provincias unidas al imperio. Es una táctica ahí política, pero resulta que le ofrece, le pide la mano Sir Robert, pero él lo que está queriendo es, por un lado, como tener también de su lado al ejército y tener a Bruma. Bueno, y entonces aquí está pasando un conflicto político, en los que el guardián le ha dicho que sí, que acepte la mano de Sir Robert, que es Body, y que vamos a llamar a nuestros aliados de Skyrim, y que Bruma está en un punto alto y que es posible que nos podamos defender de algún ataque, aunque no nos apoye el imperio. Pero bueno, entonces esto está difícil. También estando aquí escondidos y escuchando las conversaciones, nos dimos cuenta que la mujer, que bueno, olvido el nombre, la de 300 años de antigüedad, sabía que estábamos escuchando entre las paredes. O sea, ya lo tenían planeado, de que nosotros tuviéramos la posibilidad de escuchar, y que con eso, me imagino, pienso yo, y eso les dio pie a declarar que hemos hecho algo, traición. Y entonces, en este momento, cuando regreso al cuarto del castillo, ya los guardas nos están esperando y nos van a juzgar por traición. Creo yo que eso es así. Y entonces, bueno, saludos, Steven Aso, bienvenidos. Un gusto que estés por aquí. Primer mensaje en el chat. Muchas gracias de pasarte por aquí. Espero que estés teniendo un buen día y que puedas disfrutar la transmisión que tenemos hoy aquí, Skyrim. Y estamos continuando con el tercer día del mod de Rigmor o Cyrodiil. Un gusto que estés por aquí, Steven. Pues bueno, entonces, vamos entonces al juego. Vamos a ver cómo nos va, y voy a revisar si todo funciona bien, y voy a escuchar todo por los audífonos.
Or the Lady Rigmor will be summarily executed. The Countess of Bruma is
saludos, Steven. Entonces, es un alumno por aquí. Todo bien, qué bueno que ande por aquí. Good, bien, profe, era todo bien. No es el teclado como cambia lo que uno quiere escribir. Todo bien, por dicha. Gracias por andar por aquí. Qué bueno que estás por aquí. Ojalá que disfruten de la transmisión, y que podamos conversar aquí por el chat y la pasemos bien. Qué bueno. Pues bueno, voy a cambiar de escena, y aquí tenemos ya el momento en que salimos y en el momento que nos están capturando. Entonces dejo el audio de este evento que está sucediendo aquí.
It's treason, and will stand trial at the nearest opportunity. She will be taken to the Imperial City prison to await the arrival of her attorney. No harm will befall her, as long as you comply with the law. You are to remain here under house arrest for the time being until further notice.
It's okay, Dragonborn. I'm kinda glad it ends this way. I feel kinda relieved, in a way. Have Malisam take care of my things for me. And whatever happens at the trial, don't screw it up, okay? I might not get another chance to speak to you in person again, even during the trial, and I know we talked about all this before, but if I don't make it, please don't blame yourself. I just want you to know that you're the best thing that ever happened in my life, and that I love you with all my heart. Goodbye, Dragonborn.
Goodbye, Rigmor. Pero no te preocupes, nos vamos a ver. Ok, yo creo que este tiempo me va a hablar. Ahí está. Steven, claro que aquí tenemos, estamos totalmente acondicionados. Tenemos nuestro setup, iluminación, tenemos ahí el fondo, una colección de Star Wars, y estamos bien armados aquí con nuestra silla gaming, que la verdad es bien cómoda, sí, y ayuda para hacer las transmisiones, ayudó en este tiempo de virtualización, y entonces estamos súper bien. Qué bueno que andan por aquí, me alegra, y hay varios por aquí hoy siguiendo, les agradezco. Y bueno, sí, gracias por pasarte por aquí un rato antes de dormir, me parece genial, me parece muy bueno. Se ve súper bien. Bueno, qué dicha, me alegra que se ve súper bien. Espero también que el audio esté bueno también. Ha sido trabajo para poder tener esto funcionando, y el aprendizaje ha sido bueno, y espero que ya esté bastante bien, que la señal se vea bien, la calidad del video, y todo esté excelente para poder disfrutar de las transmisiones. Y en este caso, bueno, hoy que estamos transmitiendo Skyrim, en otros momentos en el día transmitimos otro juego. Estoy jugando Horizon ya se me olvidó el nombre. Todo se ve y se escucha muy bien. Gracias por aquí. Anda G Real Sebas, que es mi esposa, que siempre me acompaña en todas las transmisiones y me ayuda a darme cuenta si en la transmisión está sucediendo algo, si me he quedado sin audio, si se está cortando, si algo está pasando, pues ella siempre es el equipo de apoyo. Y entonces me ayuda muchísimo. Ahí está. Muchísimas gracias, esposita, que andas por aquí. Pues bueno, Steve, vamos para allá. Voy a seguir, y a los que están siguiendo la transmisión, vamos a seguir por acá. Vamos a un momento porque estoy viendo. Ajá. Ok, estaba viendo que tenía encendido una cosa y que no debía estar encendida. Listo, entonces vamos a ver que, bueno, ahí están todavía saliendo aquí. Yo no me puedo mover. Estoy esperando que hable conmigo este chavalo, que me va a echar seguro un sermón, porque me están dejando aquí en arresto domiciliario, fue lo que me dijeron. Detrás de bambalinas.
I made a very serious misjudgment coming here. I know it's no consolation, but no one knew about her ties to the Mede dynasty. It was a complete surprise. Suffice to say, she kept her secret well. Please, sit.
Ok. Aquí lo que sucede es que Rigmor es de una dinastía que ellos no sabían, y entonces eso la hace tener derecho al trono, y ellos no quieren eso, lógicamente. ¿Qué quiere, Blackwell?
Actually, I came to ask the same thing. Why would the Countess come down from the mountain and pledge her support? She was protected under international law. However much the Emperor demanded it, she was well within her rights to ignore his demands.
No sé de qué estás hablando, no tengo nada que decir, Blackwell. No lo sabía con certeza, me enviaron para asegurarse. No sé de qué estás hablando, le voy a decir.
Unless... yes. She thought we knew, didn't she? Of course. And I bet you prepared for this very situation in advance. But pray tell me, what of the Leowin boy? Where does he fit into all of this? Was she involved in a plot?
No, sencillamente quería firmar el decreto y volver a casa nada más. Permanecer en silencio y no responder. No sabía ningún complot. La propuesta de Sir Robert no era parte del plan. Voy a decirle esto. A ver si, con sinceridad, ¿qué sucede?
I must admit, though you had me fooled, I thought this was all about the struggle for power between the noble houses, and the joining of the houses of Bruma and Leowin was part of the plan. But it wasn't, was it? Sir Robert's proposal, for whatever reason, was seen as a way out. The Countess was prepared to make that sacrifice to live in peace. I can understand why she made that decision. With what she knew about herself, she must have felt very scared, even desperate.
Fue complicado para ella, le hizo enfermar. ¿Cuándo tendrá lugar el juicio? No voy a permanecer callado este tiro.
The trial will take place tomorrow. I've already sent word to her court advisor. He will arrive in the morning. They will need evidence to find a verdict, or they will have to let her go. She will be interrogated and offered a chance to confess in return for her freedom. But she will have to give up her titles and leave the province. I do hope she has some resolve, as confessing won't help her, not now. Whether she be acquitted, banished, or exiled, they will hunt her down, and they will be relentless.
¿Por qué me cuentas esto?
I have my reasons for telling you this. You see, I'm rather fond of the Countess. But my loyalty is to the seat of the Imperial throne, not who occupies it. You must know that I will pursue the bidding of the Emperor, no matter who, no matter my personal opinion or thoughts to the letter of the law, and execute any orders I see fit to protect and serve with absolute, unwavering ruthlessness. It isn't personal, but it's vitally important we understand each other.
Ok, lo entiendo.
Good. I'm glad you understand, because if you listened carefully, if you paid attention, what then, Dragonborn? I'm also here to escort you to the Imperial Chamber. Lady Cetheus requires an audience. You will be able to talk freely to her, with impunity. Please, come this way.
Ok, tengo que seguir a Blackwell. Ahí también lo seguí por TikTok, profe. Vi que sube clips en los streams. Que chiva. Buenísima, buenísima. Steven, muchas gracias. Gracias por ahí, por seguirme también por TikTok. Bueno, voy a seguir a Blackwell porque no me tiene ahí la marca de seguir la misión. Bueno, le agarró. Ahí, aquí está. Cuidado, se me va porque no sé para dónde va. Saludos, G. Espero que estés muy bien. Qué ingratos por el Rigmor. Sí. Está difícil. La han arrestado y a mí también. Y ahora va a haber un juicio. Vamos a ver qué va a pasar. Todo esto no iba a terminar nada bien, sí. Definitivamente. Nos han agarrado, nos agarraron en lo que tenían planeado. ¿Por dónde vamos? Intentando empujarlo para ver por aquello para que avance. Vamos por otro lado. No, vamos por allá sí. Hay veces que hay que darles un empujoncitos a los para que continúen. A veces se les queda, se les bloquea para dónde tienen que seguir y a veces empujándolos un poco ya caminan. Ok, aquí que ya tienen. Ay, mire, ¿con quién voy a ir a hablar?
Ahem. Guardian and protector to the Countess of Bruma, my lady.
Leave us. Come forward, Guardian.
Todo el drama, espalda.
Or should I say, Dragonborn. I summoned you here because I wanted to see you up close, in the flesh, to look upon your face.
¿Qué es esta mujer, man? Entonces, míralo.
Please do not tell me you are just like the rest of them, play acting the good, high and mighty champion of the poor, downtrodden. Good does not always mean right, but you of all people should know that, if you call yourself a person. What are you, a half-breed or half-beast?
Soy lo que soy porque no soy ningún animal, todavía no me convertí en nada, ni en lobo ni en vampiro. Y esta mujer se ha puesto el maquillaje, demasiado maquillaje, y entonces aquí le está quedando una marca en el cuello. Un error.
You're a product of your environment. Nothing more, nothing less. You are what you are. A cold, instinctive killer. It would take more notice of a pain in your little finger than the destruction of a whole entire nation. We are one and the same, you and I.
No somos lo mismo, ni se te ocurra.
Don't make me laugh. You are the epitome of hypocrisy.
Pasa esta mujer, ¿qué le pasa? ¿Qué está diciendo?
How many dragons have you slain to become what you are now? How many of their souls have you violated and sucked into your essence to attain your power? Far more than I. A soul is a soul, Dragon Slayer. It matters not from whom you take it, but the very act itself. How many men, women, and children have you slaughtered without a blink of an eye? Or a remorseful back glance at some poor wretch you left lying in the snow in a pool of their own blood?
A ninguno. Yo no soy asesino de niños, ¿qué te pasa?
Yet you are already judge, jury, and executioner because of some entitled moral high ground. You killed my children, Dragon Slayer. My brood. Did they not have a right to live, to grow, and to multiply?
¿Qué dice esta mujer?
Yet you took it upon yourself to execute them all, not content having saved your ward. And with true righteous bigotry, you delivered the sentence of death where you had no legal right, leaving them lying in their own bloody fucking mess!
Permanecer en silencio mejor.
I like you. It's such a pity we're on opposite sides. I would make you my emperor and discard that weak fool. He has already outlived his purpose, if you can call it that. Is the Black Widow wrong to devour its mate the instant it's copulated? It is within the nature of the beast. The endless cycle of life and death, play to a backdrop of a world that could care less. Surrounded by a cold, harsh void that is eternally trying to strangle and crush the very life from a world it considers an intruder. A blemish to be expunged from its cold, eternal darkness.
¿Qué estás diciendo? Equivale a traición.
I piss on treason. I could crush Blackwell's skull like a chicken's egg. Do you know who I am?
Una cabeza de huevo reventado cubierta de miados. Puchica, se la voy a volver.
Come now. I know all there is to know about you. It would only be fair to extend the same courtesy. Anything spoken between us will remain exactly that. Blackwell has no jurisdiction here. Let's be civilized. If entities like us can indeed be considered that, there's so much I would like to talk about.
¿Qué habla?
Before I married the Emperor, I was called Morag Bal.
Morad Bal.
I am a daughter of Cold Harbor, but you know that. That's boring. You want to know why I am here in this ancient seat of lost elven kings? I'm afraid there's no real reason. No divine subterfuge, and certainly no sacrifice to be made so a spurned monster can fulfill its dream to become a living god king. No, none of that. Sorry to disappoint. No, I exist only to play the game, to divide and conquer, to sow the seeds of discord. Sethius is just one of many in a long line of pathetic hosts that has led me to this palace.
Una puchica. Así que eres un parásito que come carne. Elige sabiamente y podrás quedarte con todo. Permanecer en silencio. La primera.
Very good. Oh, how we would make such a perfect couple, you and I.
What?
Just imagine for one moment, Dragonborn, a daughter of Cold Harbor, Empress of all of Tamriel, no, all of Nirn, with the champion of Boethia by her side. We would fulfill the Elysian prophecy, and I would be the queen of a golden age, and you would be my king. Father would be very proud of me, and I would even give you the daughter of Azura to do with her as you will. I would even make her a duchess to preside over all the counties of Cyrodiil if you wish it. Keep her, let her go, marry her off to Bobby. Or we could adopt her and she could be our princess. We would never age, we would never tire, and preside over Nirn for a millennia.
Qué loco. Que te jodan.
I understand. I really do. Rigmor is your only concern at this moment. And I must commend both you and her betrothed who unwittingly placed her in a prison cell. With your ham-fisted attempt at courtly subterfuge, it was most laughable.
Qué desgraciada que
Not
está esto.
forgetting the excellent job you did of guarding and protecting her from exposing her secret. Because I would never have guessed otherwise. But of course, Daddy did help me out a little bit, and is such a wealth of information at times like this. But I don't want to keep you from... Well, actually, I'm not keeping you from anything, am I? But you must be tired and could use some sleep if you want to be fresh for the trial tomorrow. I am sure you must be looking forward to that. Because I am so excited. Which reminds me, I promised Rigmor I would pop in for a friendly chat. I hope you don't mind. After all, she is the reason we are standing here at all.
Espera,
Come again?
estás en lo cierto. Rigmor es la razón.
Reason for what?
La razón de que tu cabeza no esté rodando por el suelo, maldito monstruo enfermo y retorcido. La razón por la que todavía sigues ahí de pie, maldito monstruo enfermo.
Guards! Guards!
¿Quién nos puso sacar espada yo aquí? Pucha, no sé si puedo yo
Escort
matarla
the
aquí.
Guardian back to his room. The only way out is to play the game, Dragon Slayer.
Vamos a guardar.
Right? And you both go home.
¿Qué? No le puedo ir, cortar la cabeza. A ver, véngase. ¡Qué madre! De nada me sirvió. Acerco a los guardias, me los sapeo también.
God.
No, si salgo se guarda lo que hice. No voy a hacer. Mejor no hacer loco. Y voy a seguir tranquilito. Cortando la espada.
Guardian General.
We're sorry, sir, but you must return to your room.
No hay necesidad de disculparse, soldado. Le sigo.
This way, sir.
I'm Anus, and this is Crispus. We were with you in Whiterun, Quintus Legion. Got sent home as I got myself wounded, General. Heavy fighting on the border. I took an arrow.
Took an arrow in his arse, more like.
Sod off, Crispus. You're just jealous of my medal.
Stick it a year, and they give you a bloody medal.
Crispus isn't so punishment detail.
Estos son soldados imperiales. Son los de aquí.
We're meant to be on temporary leave from Hammerfell for rest and refit. But Aenas got us sent here for drunkenness.
We went down the market district after drinking some of that old special brew Tessio keeps under the table. Ended up in a fight with some Swedes. You know, civilians.
Luckily, we only got given menial tasks, due to them bolstering the guard in the prison district.
They're shitting their pants. Someone's got them rattled.
Don't worry, sir. Aenas and I consider ourselves veterans.
Yeah, we're the real Legion, not this jumped up new lot.
Here we are, sir. We bid you farewell.
Was an honour, General. What about that? The Guardian bleeding General.
Yeah, I wonder what he's doing here.
Dunno.
Remember the giant camp?
What giant camp?
Some of the boys came across a giant camp. You must have been taking a shit behind the bush.
Sod off, Crispus.
Fancy another beer?
Qué bueno el diálogo. Bueno, vamos a ver qué. Vamos a ver qué va a pasar. A dormir para el juicio de mañana. Y esperar que venga gente de Bruma y asesore a Rigmor, no sé. Descansa un poco cuando estés listo. Ah, bueno, hay algo aquí. Oh, ¿qué es esto? Las ropas de Rigmor. Ah, hay una rosa. Poema. No ganarán. Rompí las cadenas que me pusieron, no me doblegaron y lo supieron. Nunca más mi vida controlaréis. Mi orgullo será las cicatrices que dejéis. Con vuestro odio mi destino encontraré y de 1000 pecados me libraré. Destrozad mi piel, no me doblegaráis. ya tendréis lo que merecéis, porque ya no ando mi camino en soledad. Hasta mi último hueso sabe la verdad. Mi guardián, el único será quien crearme o romperme podrá. Hijo de puta. Rompí las cadenas que me pusieron, no me doblegarán y lo supieron ningún más mi
They
vida.
won't win.
Sorry.
I have broken through these chains laid upon me. I will make them see that they cannot break me. I will not let you control my life anymore. These scars are my pride that you made me bore. Through your hate, I found my fate. Cast 1,000 sins as you harm my skin. I will not break for you, and you will get your due. For I am no longer alone. I feel it to my very bone. My guardian is the only one who can make or break me. This is not the last you will see of me. No longer will I hide. I have the dragon by my side. Talos guide my strength to seek my retribution. I will be the one to deliver your execution.
Como que falta algo aquí, no sé. Ok, hay un poema más de Rigmor. Y quedaron las ropas de Rigmor. Pucha, ¿qué más? Voy a dormir en... no, cama con dueño. Qué madre. Bueno, dormamos aquí 3 de la mañana. Es unas 6 horitas, vamos a ver. Bueno, vamos a ver qué nos espera. ¿Qué nos espera? Y esta mujer es Moral Ball. Y es una hija de Helio. ¿Qué pasó?
How is our noble
¿Quién está aquí?
this fine morning?
Malesan. ¿Quiénes más están allí? Malesan y quién. Ay, la mujer esta, Serie. Buenos días, Malesan. Te estaba esperando, Malesan. Nunca pensé que me alegraría tanto verte. No estabas en Páramo el Martillo.
Serie volunteered to go. I'm far too old and decrepit, but Rigmor needs me. Serie also asked me to pass on Azura's blessings.
Ya me siento mejor.
I'm here to defend Rigmor. The trial will begin soon. However, the Lord Chancellor has requested we meet in the temple gardens.
Y eso es bueno o malo. No podemos contar con él.
Good if you're discussing state affairs and freedom of information. In this case, preparation for the trial. Bad if the information you tell him is detrimental to the Emperor's continued reign. So, watch what you say.
Ok, vamos a ver si ella sabe algo de Rigmor.
They won't let us see her, not until after the trial.
Come, let's get the ball rolling, shall we?
Ok. Vamos a hablar en los jardines. ¿Qué cosas van a ponerse de acuerdo? Vamos a ver si va a ser bueno o malo. Así. Me alegré de ver a Males. ¿Cómo va a ser posible? Voy guardando, ya voy. Aquí fijo hay un guardado rápido. Ahí está guardado rápido. Vamos a hacer un guardado. Cuidado con cargar. Gracias. Gracias, Jennifer. De hecho que sí me sirve salvar antes de salir del palacio, porque ahora al salir del palacio podría haber algún problema a la hora de cargar. Vamos a ver si carga bien. Vamos a ver si nos topamos a Buddy, no, ¿cómo se llamaba? El fan. Oli. Ya no me acuerdo cómo se llama. Oli. No sé. Disfrutemos aquí en los jardines. Un día. Son las 9 de la mañana. Ok, no hay escolta.
Well met, Lord Chancellor.
Court Advisor Malasam. Guardian. Gentlemen, please, let us walk.
Ok, tenemos un paseo. Estamos en buenos términos.
Or don't know, the Emperor's coronation has been postponed to make way for the trial. It will begin shortly, where charges will be read out and the prosecution will make its case. Sitting on the jury will be the 6 houses of Cyrodiil, a prerequisite as the defendant is of noble status. All the parties have been advised, but one thing you can be assured of. It will be fair.
Justo, no se le ocurre algo mejor. El único juicio justo es por combate. No confío en ninguno de vosotros. No, voy a ser el primero. Ese no confío en ninguno de vosotros. Está un poco difícil. El de pelea tampoco se oye bueno. Voy a darlo primero.
It's the law. I will be presiding over the proceedings and will advise the Emperor, who has the last say. Court Advisor Malasam will plead the case for the defense. Morag Cetheus will be prosecuting on behalf of the Emperor. I know what you're thinking, Dragonborn. I advise you to refrain from saying it.
The Count will hear statements from the prosecution and defense. Then the defendant, Rigmor, will be questioned. The court will deliberate, then finally Rigmor will have a chance to make a statement. She might want to have her say, or make confessions, or say nothing at all.
¿Cómo está Blackwell? ¿Ha podido verla?
She's not too good.
¿Le hicieron daño o fue torturada de alguna manera para obtener una confesión? Dígame, Wadley, ¿qué le ha hecho Mora? En serio, necesito saberlo. Si ha sufrido ningún daño, esto no terminará. Si ha sufrido algún daño, esto no terminará bien. Está la traducción un poco. Voy a decirle la segunda.
I am afraid I am not at liberty to discuss.
Okay.
Poppycock Blackwell, and you know it. We need to prepare him for the worst.
She was interrogated by the prosecutor. It's standard procedure. We do not allow torture. They took her into a cell, and she was made to sit. Then her hair was shorn, and she began to cry. It's standard procedure to humiliate the accused, to break down any self-respect. or any scrap of dignity they might have left. It's nothing personal.
Le cortaron el cabello otra vez a Rigmor. Bueno, otra vez no, sino que como cuando la vimos en Bruma, pero no puede ser lo que le han hecho. La habéis hecho llorar, ahora sí que es personal. Es muy personal, Blackwell. Puede estar completamente seguro de ello. Malditos bastardos. Pucha, todas las tres posibles están difíciles. Están de ataque. La habéis hecho llorar, ahora sí que es personal. Es muy personal, puede estar completamente seguro de ello. Oh, malditos bastardos. Sí, voy a poner la primera porque la verdad es que todas las siento terribles.
You must try to compose yourself.
Guardian, Rigmor is a tough girl. Be thankful it's illegal to use traditional interrogation methods. It really doesn't bear thinking about, trust me.
¿Y qué pasó, Blackwell? ¿Ha confesado?
No, something strange happened. The prosecutor stood behind her and tore her dress asunder, exposing her back. And just stood there, staring at the scars for what seemed an eternity. And all that could be heard was the soft, gentle sobbing. And then she just left. She stormed out as quickly as she had arrived. I tried to console the Countess and had her placed in a comfortable, secure room. And she was given prison attire to protect her modesty.
Guardian, she needs you to be strong. If she is found guilty and exiled, we will worry about that when the time comes. When the trial starts, you must keep control of yourself, especially when Rigmor enters the room. To not do so will end in dire consequences.
Oh, sí, bárbaro.
This will be flanked by 4 guards. Any attempt to subvert the proceedings with violence will result in her death, with immediate effect. Do I make myself clear?
Sí. Perfectamente.
Just to let you know, there are 6 jury members. The charge is for treason. If their verdict is 4 against, she will be acquitted. If they fail to reach a verdict, she will be acquitted. If it's hung, I get the final say on the evidence provided. With no evidence or credible testimonies, I will advise the Emperor to acquit the Countess. But know this: if there is evidence, I will pursue a guilty verdict.
Thank you, Lord Chancellor. You have been most helpful.
Ok. Bueno. Se complicó la cosa.
Yoo-hoo!
Ah, ahí está. Se hizo.
What's this?
Ah, ya está.
Balin.
Ah, Bali.
His mother by the lake. Please excuse me. I must prepare for the task at hand.
I am so blessed by the gods to once again be in the presence of the mighty Dragonborn. Are these your friends? I'm so excited. Ooh, I think I might faint. Oh.
Hey, watch it!
I say, my good man, it's good to meet you, but we have important business to discuss.
I have followed the Dragonborn for as long as I can remember. I have the biggest collection of news clippings of his adventures. Who are you? You're pretty. Oh, my cheeks are glowing.
Get away from me, you freak!
I see. You must be such an adoring fan to follow the mighty Dragonborn.
Where's the Countess Rigmor? Do you know her too, Mr. Kind Old Man? She's related to the Emperor Titus Mede I. Isn't that wonderful?
Ok, hablemos con Bali.
Can I help you?
Vale, vete a casa y no te me acerques nunca más. Escucha, jodido estúpido, quítate de mi vista. Vale, vete al infierno. Ahora, piérdete. qué madre, que lo tratan mal siempre. Y para mí ese tipo sabe algo y puede ayudar de alguna manera, pero lo tratan tan mal. Vale, vete a casa y no te me acerques nunca más. Que eso es como para destruirlo. Escúchame, jodido estúpido, quítate de mi vista. Eso es peor. Vale, vete al infierno. Ahora, esto está muy feo todas. Voy a aceptar la primera.
I'm sorry. Goodbye. Oh.
Qué madre. Bueno, ¿lo habrá oído?
We don't know that. He might not have heard.
Es capaz que nos escuchó, sí.
Everyone would have heard that.
Thank you, Keris. Guardian. We still have everything to play for.
Si Blackbird lo ha oído, podrá usar a Balin como testigo para probar que Rigmor es descendiente de un bastardo real. Ay, juepucha.
I think it will help her.
Y eso la condenará por defecto como pretendiente. No tiene ninguna oportunidad.
It's time for Rigmor to come home. To stop running around. No more looking over her shoulder, and I intend to put this whole thing behind her. For good or ill, whether she's found guilty or acquitted, it's time to put this whole thing to bed once and for all.
Estoy completamente de acuerdo, Malesa. Tenemos que ponerle fin. ¿A dónde la enviaron? ¿A dónde la enviarán si es exiliada?
There's an island located in the Sea of Ghosts. There used to be an abandoned fort on northern tip. Cepheus turned it into a prison. All exiles are sent there. Noble hostages, political activists, religious extremists, Daedric devotees. If Rigmor is exiled, I'll need to return to Bruma immediately. Keris will accompany Rigmor in exile as her lady-in-waiting. Make your way to Dawnstar. There's a trade route with a small fishing village on the south of the island. Any of the fishing boats will know the area and take you straight to the prison jetty for the right price. Get in, find the girls, and get out. It's time. Shall we proceed?
Ok, se viene el juicio. Ok, nos va a tocar, vamos a ver qué va a pasar. Debe quedar absuelta porque si la exilian, me toca ir a hacer una pelea en esa isla. Vamos a guardar. Ok, ¿será que está aquí? Sí, que está.
Follow me, Dragonborn.
Tengo que observar el juicio.
Silence. Court is now in session. The Empire versus the Countess of Bruma. The accusation is of treason on 2 counts. To assess her royal bloodline as a pretender by default. To usurp the imperial throne by subterfuge. I call the prosecution to make their case. Proceed.
The Countess of Bruma is not who she claims to be. She has been harboring a secret. We are here today to fully expose the trail of lies and deceit she has woven. And to prove beyond a doubt her reasons for signing the noble decree did indeed have ulterior motives. That she intended to infiltrate the houses of Cyrodiil to cause dissent. To intrigue and subvert so as to place herself in a position of power to make her claim to the Mede dynasty. A dynasty that has been legally passed on to our great Emperor Ariel Sethius by right of combat. I put it to the jury, the Countess Rigmor of Bruma is a pretender to the imperial throne, thereby committing treason. And that you should find her guilty, so that she spend the rest of her days banished in exile, and the House of Bruma be dissolved.
Hey, no.
I call the defense to make their case. Proceed.
Vamos mal, San.
The Countess of Bruma is innocent of the charges brought against her, and I put this to the jury, that they think very carefully of the implications a guilty charge would bring. I put it to the jury that they will find before them not a subversive, power-hungry pretender to the imperial throne, but quite the opposite. They will see but a young, vulnerable girl caught up in events not of her choosing that have led her to this day. And they will witness the truth about Rigmor of Bruma, her name, which in itself sounds as if it could be a tragic comedy you would see at a local amphitheater. But there is no comedy in this play. We are here to see today only tragedy. And I implore you to find the accused not guilty and be acquitted, so she can simply return home where she belongs.
Yo, pues sé que buena hablada la de males.
Bring in the accused.
Ay, güey, chica. Viene con el pelo cortado.
Silence! 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 Rigmor, Countess of Bruma, you have been brought here today to hear the charges against you. You are accused of treason. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
The prosecutor may proceed.
Permission to interject, Lord Chancellor?
Go on.
As you can clearly see, the Countess of Bruma, who I shall refer to as Rigmor, is in poor health and is clearly disoriented. Before the prosecutor questions her, I would like to speak to Rigmor directly, only for a moment, as to clarify her position, so that she knows just what actually is going on around her.
Me parece.
Prosecutor.
No objection.
Now, Rigmor, don't be afraid, as today you will be free. No more running away. No more hiding, so I want you to listen carefully. Whatever questions the prosecutor asks, you must tell the truth. You must not hold back. You have nothing to hide or be ashamed of. Tell it as it is. Do you understand?
Yes.
There's a good girl. Thank you, Lord Chancellor. Prosecutor, no need to accuse, interrogate, or intimidate. Ask her what you want to know, and she will comply.
The prosecutor may proceed.
Countess! Countess! Rigmor? Are you a direct descendant of Emperor Titus Mede I?
Yes.
How did you acquire the title and deeds to the County of Bruma?
Emperor Titus Mede II bestowed them upon me.
Did you plot to usurp the imperial throne by subterfuge?
No.
Do you admit that by your lineage you are a pretender to the imperial throne by default?
Yes.
Silence!
I rest my case.
Silence!
The accused is guilty.
Silence! Court Advisor Malasam, you realize that the Countess has, by her admission, brought these proceedings to an abrupt close.
I do, and thanks the gods, but I still have the right to advocate clemency.
Objection!
Objection denied. Continue, Court Advisor Malasam.
Gentlemen of the jury, Lord Chancellor, what you see before you is no usurper, no threat to the imperial throne. Until recently, she was considered a commoner, not even of noble blood. She didn't come to sign the noble decree to cause dissent. She came to sign the decree because she was scared. Her ancestry was a curse, something to be hidden. Why, you might ask? Because it would eventually lead to a day like this. Her ancestry should have been cause for celebration. Ties to a dynasty was something Titus Mede II held dear. He himself bestowed the titles and deeds of the County of Bruma upon her house, and it should therefore be noted in your deliberations. So I ask for clemency, and that she has been able to keep the titles legally awarded her by her former emperor. And I ask you to be merciful and that she be cared for as befitting a royal princess, Lord Chancellor.
Hijo de pucha. Ay, ahora sí. ¿Qué se hizo? Ah, está allá arriba. ¿Y qué anda preguntándole al jurado?
Not guilty on the first count, guilty on the second count. Clemency approved.
Not guilty on the first count. Guilty on the second count. Clemency approved.
Hijo de pucha. Solo escuchamos dos de todos.
Silence. The court has come to a verdict. Countess Rigmor of Bruma is found not guilty of the charge to usurp the imperial throne by subterfuge. Countess Rigmor of Bruma is found guilty of the charge to assert her royal bloodline as a pretender by default, and is sentenced to be exiled to the island of Roskria for 25 years.
25 años.
Silence! 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 As is the unanimous wish of the houses of Cyrodiil, the Countess will retain her noble titles and deeds. The County of Bruma will be administered by her family in her absence. And it is of the express wish of the houses of Cyrodiil that she be cared for as befitting a royal princess. Take her down.
Te voy a sacar de allá, Rigmor.
Ah.
25 años, Malisan.
It's the minimum sentence. I knew it was coming. I needed to secure the county for Sigun.
Guardian! Guardian, we must do something! Guardian! Guardian, we must do something!
Buddy, se acabó, lo siento mucho.
No! No! I won't hear of it! I can't lose her now! I love her! I'll join her on the island. I'll have Father talk to the Emperor. I am not giving up on her! You might want to give up, abandon her, but I will not!
Sir Robert, there's nothing any of us can do.
Rigmor said she will marry me, and she is still the Countess! How can you all just give up? Call yourself a guardian.
Poor boy. Let's hope he doesn't cause trouble for us, shall we? Carice, it's time for you to go. Tell the guards you are Rigmor's lady-in-waiting. They should let you pass through immediately. Then present yourself at the prison. The nobles backed us, Guardian. It will be much harder for them to try anything and give you a better chance to get her out of there. Rigmor will have a personal guard and be kept as comfortable as possible. Carice will be with her.
¿Será que esa gente está escuchando nuestros planes? ¿Y ahora?
I shall go back to Bruma and console Sigun.
No me refiero ahora. ¿Van a jugar su juego según mis reglas?
Well, I shall prepare for a siege, my dear boy, and reach out to the nobles, in particular Leowin. They won't be expecting that. They won't be happy about this trial, especially Sir Robert, if at all his motivations are genuine. Hopefully Sefri will have something to go on, and of course, ask my mistress for guidance. You know what to do.
Ir al lucero del alba y conseguir un bote.
By the time you get there, the girl should already be at the prison. Do whatever you have to. We are on borrowed time.
Fire! Fire! The prison is on fire!
¿Qué?
By the gods! Guardian, come on!
¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué pasó? Como que la prisión está en llamas. ¿Quién la quemó? ¿Iba corriendo alguien? Sí, ahí hay fuego.
Dragonborn! Get her out of there!
Pace, calm down. Where is she? Where did they take her?
They took her to the holding cells on the lower floor. Hurry!
Tengo que rescatar a Rigmor. Más se está quemando. ¿Qué pasa aquí?
Rigmor! Rigmor! Rigmor!
Hablo con Body. Vuelve a la superficie.
No! Not until I find her! Rigmor!
Mommy! Help!
By the gods, this way, Guardian! Rigmor, hold on! The Guardian is here! We're coming!
Dragonborn, help!
Y que tengo yo aquí algún grito. Despejar. Daño por fuego. Es que despejar cielos no creo. Volverse etéreo, delta, invocar. Volverme etéreo, eso me pediría que me dañara.
Five, six, deeper, Guardian. Please.
Dragonborn, help!
Y ahí está, otra vez esa cara. Es mentira. ¿Qué es esto?
I'm sorry, Guardian. I truly am. But it's nothing personal. I hope you can appreciate that. You gotta look out for number one, right? I only wanted Bruma County, nothing more. Rigmor means nothing to me.
Por fin se revelan las verdaderas intenciones de Robert.
Used to get right up my nose. She would just never shut up. The amount of shit I had to listen to. She would just go on and on and on. Did she ever do that with you? Yes, of course. I'm sure she did. And I'll bet you felt the same as me. Yes, she would ramble on, and I would smile and feign interest. When all I really wanted to do was just punch her in that fucking mouth. She always was a whiny little cunt. I'm sure you'll agree.
Thank you, Bobby. Now go. Tell them the Countess is alive and well, and luckily she had already left for Roskria. We will arrange the wedding as soon as possible. Once you become Count of Bruma, we'll arrange something nice for her. And then you can get yourself a proper wife.
Qué increíble, mae. Y entonces nadie escuchó lo que pasó. Nadie sabe lo que está pasando porque hablamos aquí sin testigos.
I must give Bobby a nice, slow, meaningful death for talking about Rigmor like that. He's such utter scum. Dragonborn? 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 Not the brightest candle in the stack either, are we? Again, you have proven yourself to be way out of your depth. I expected so much more from you. All those big words. What was it you called me again? Don't you find it also paradoxical that you, Tamriel's most powerful killing machine, is reduced to a shameful, obsolete wretch?
Gisela, ¿qué es lo que está pasando aquí?
And what's really tragic is right now,
Jennifer,
when she
terrible.
needs you, you're not there for her. It truly is heartbreaking, because she really is a great girl, and she's been through so much. After our last little meeting, I was so angry with myself. Oh, believe me, I wanted to hurt her because of you. I was thinking of you in that filthy cell as I hacked away at her beautiful hair. Then she began to cry. I wasn't expecting that. Then when I stood behind her and ripped her dress almost completely in two, she tried to dignify her modesty by crossing her arms. And then I saw it. From that moment, we became sisters. No, lovers. She moved me. I felt every single lash she felt, and I wanted to cry with her. I wanted to hold her close, tightly in my arms, and tell her everything will be okay. Don't cry. Shh. No one is ever going to hurt you again. Shh. For I am now your guardian and protector, and no man shall ever place his hands on you. From this moment, you are eternally mine. Sadly, this is where we say goodbye. Don't worry about Rigmor. She's in safe hands now. Oh, here. I thought you might appreciate a small gift. It's a lock of Rigmor's hair. Well, actually, it was a lock of her hair. Still, no need to thank me. By the way, these labyrinths under the city are ancient, but this one has a particular something special. One of a kind, literally. I do hope you brought a torch with you. You'll need it. But here, take mine just in case. When you do come face to face with death, I would hate for you not to be able to see it coming.
¿Qué hijo de puchica?
Goodbye, Dragonborn.
Ya me puedo mover. Entonces, ¿qué? No tengo nada. Ni espadas, ni nada. Ah, sí, sí, tengo todo. Ok. Tiró un mechón de Rigmor. ¿Lo tiró o se lo dejó ella? No supe. No, no está aquí. Vamos a guardar. Bueno, ¿cómo puede ser posible lo que ha sucedido? Ha cambiado todo completamente de rumbo. Esta mujer y Sir Robert estaban confabulados. ¿Y dónde tienen a Rigmor? Que no sé. Esto se puso terrible. Estamos en un laberinto, otro laberinto, Gisela. Hemos estado en unos mods de puro laberinto. Bueno, no, era el anterior, el de Legacy of the Dragonborn, que tenía unos laberintos terribles. Pero bueno, estoy aquí en un laberinto, estoy bajo tierra, arriba no sé qué está pasando. No, esto está increíble lo que está pasando. Como dijo Jennifer, hay que darles por toda la madre. El mínimo hay que darles por toda la madre. Pues bueno, vamos a dejar la transmisión hasta aquí para mañana. Transmitimos igual a las 9:30 pasaditas, salir de este laberinto. Ya tenemos práctica con los laberintos, sí, correcto, Gisela, por lo menos ya tenemos práctica con los laberintos, y si nos tocara decidir hacia dónde tomarnos, en qué dirección a tomar, pues bueno, ya tengo el diario y que me podría servir para hacer anotaciones, y poder encontrar la salida. Pues bueno, Vamos a ver. Está pidiendo que le autorice el mensaje de Gisela. Dice: salir de ahí y matar a todo el mundo. Sí. Hay que eliminarlos a todos. Vamos a ver. Vamos a ver. Sí, chat en vivo debería. No se están mostrando los últimos mensajes. Bueno, vamos a ver cómo nos va mañana. Ojalá que le podamos dar mataril a toda la gente y podamos rescatar a Rigmor y esta pesadilla termine. Pues bueno, muchísimas gracias por acompañarme, Gisela, Jennifer, Steven, Azu y varios que estuvieron por aquí. Estuve viendo la transmisión en Twitch bastante vista por gente. Pues les agradezco que hayan pasado por aquí. Espero que la hayan pasado bien, y entonces los invito a que me sigan en las redes sociales, en TikTok, en Twitch, en YouTube, y me acompañen en este viaje de Skyrim y sus aventuras. Pues bueno, no se olviden tomar su agüita miel. Nos vemos mañana. Buenas noches. Transmitimos desde Costa Rica. Saludos para todos.